You may have heard the expression before that Jesus didn't come to change God's mind about us, but to change our minds about God. We live in insecurity. People live in insecurity. And I used to think I was insecure, but now I know it's just my thinking about it. But I can fall into that feeling and thought of insecurity. And then we question everything, don't we? We question God. We question God's love. We question life. We question ourselves. We question other people. And we live in this insecurity that saps us of happiness, joy, gladness, and peace. I think it all comes down, another way of saying it, it all comes down to we either live in fear or love. And that incredible, and I think the fear we live in, I'll be a simpleton here, but from what I'm learning, we make it way too complicated. The fear we live in, I think that even gives rise to whatever mental struggle we're struggling with. Depression, anxiety, panic, low-grade melancholy throughout life. Whatever it might be, it's living in fear. Fear of life, fear of ourselves, fear of others, fear of the future, fear of the past, creating all that anxiety, and then in its essence, fear of God and whether we live in God's love. So the remedy to know who God is and to know who we are, how life works, but the remedy, 1 John 4:7, there is no fear in love. Perfect love casts out fear. For fear has to do with judgment and punishment. So this day, can I find the remedy in God's love? It sounds too simple, but I think it's quite profound. In God, we live and move and have our being. In love, we live and move and have our being, and yet we're not even aware that it is so. Because with my thinking, I take myself out of that reality of love. So here's what I do on the hour. I set my watch to go off on a buzzer. And maybe this will give you your own ideas, but it's kind of personal, but I'll just share it with you briefly. I set my watch on the hour to buzz, and on each hour throughout the day, I remember God's love. And here's what I say. This is my therapy, my spiritual therapy for myself. Thank you, God, for your love this past hour. Thank you for your love in the hour to come. Thank you for your love right here, right now, in this present moment. Knowing your love is my happiness and peace. And I feel your love within me now. And then I go through a little bit of a further litany. I am sheltered in your love. I am safe in your love. I am secure in your love. I am serene in your love. And I am sane in your love. I send your love to, and then I send God's love, feeling it from my heart, to people I love the most and who come to mind in my life. And then as best I can, I remember God's love through that hour. But if not, I pause on the hour and remember it and advance it and live in it in the moment. It's good therapy. To me, it's the answer for what ails us in life, whatever it is. Living in that love, making it a reality. Because that is the reality, even though we think it's not. And the opposite of what I live in is feeling unsafe, insecure, unsheltered. What was the other one? Oh, serene, living without peace. And then sanity, sane. I get insane when I get out of my mind. I get like a madman when I get out of my mind and my thinking becomes preoccupied with fear and all of that. It's like insane thinking. So I return to God's love where I find safety, shelter, security, serenity, and sanity. There it is. So we can't know this love with our minds. It's beyond whatever we can comprehend. But it comes down to it experiencing it and knowing its truth. But this love, it surpasses knowledge. And yet I think it can be felt and experienced. So may you find your way to do that, some of mine. And may you fall deeper in love that has you, that's got you, that knows you, that is with you, that doesn't condemn you. It's too good to be true, so it must be true. And that's God, and that's the gospel, and that's Jesus, and that's the Spirit, and that's this journey of faith. Well, there I go, blah, 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 blah. Okay, take what's helpful, leave the rest. Until next time, may you live all the days of your life.